Hey everyone, this is going to be a PC mode run review. We're going to look at Hosef's 29 PC run personal best that he got a couple weeks ago. It's 29, and so that's about 3.5 loops. I think he gets one or two lines, but we definitely get to see some intermediate solving here. So let's get into it. I have Fortress open here, and we'll be playing it on 2 times. He goes pretty slowly, but it should be good. All right, to start things off, really nice cue. We can do Jaws 4-piece first. So it's a nice 100%, the only 100% setup for first. So he goes ahead and does that. Here you got a couple options, mainly pretty much everyone sees save S off of this cue, because you can either box off with L and Z, or you can just jigsaw. So I'll go for jigsaw here. And save S is fine here because we'll have T in the cue coming up. All right, so popular setup for this second is heart plus PCO. So that's what Hosef goes for. It's kind of a weird cue with the early Z and late S and T, because you can't tuck anything under that. He ends up saving S here, but there was a couple better solves. This one's kind of, I didn't even know this one. I had to look this one up. So if we get this cue, let's see, OZLISTJ. Yeah, so you can kind of do an out of order solve here by skimming off the top row like that. Kind of hard to see, but that's how you do it. Then you're able to save O very nicely there. But it's pretty hard to see. I probably would have missed it as well. So safe option, save S, save S is pretty easy to spot. So it works. All right. For this third, you can do this setup, which is like low 90%. Can't remember if it's 91 or 92, something like that. Let's see, it is... No, that's actually 93%. Not terrible. But it's kind of cool because you can skim this part with the I, and then you have a lot of flexibility. You can put J here or PCO here with the T. Hosef doesn't do that. He goes for a box and gets lucky with a very late J. So yeah, sometimes that's just what you got to do. It's the start of the run, so it's okay. But yeah, he gets that J piece and is able to box. So Jaws on 4th here, pretty decent. You can save quite a few pieces because you have 2 T's, so it offers a bit of flexibility. I would probably go for either save O or save Z. ZI 5th isn't too bad, but I'd probably see the save O right away just with some box, with the JS box here, and then TT LZ. Hosef does some 180 box here. It works out, saves Z. So he sees it eventually. Yeah, I like how Hosef doesn't give up immediately, or he doesn't give up right away when he doesn't find the solve. Like, he tries to find it till the very end. That's very good. Sometimes you'll find the solve at the very last second, and that can make all the difference in a run. All right, so ZI 5th. Cradle is the popular option. This 3-piece is 100%. Decides to box off here. I might put the S here just for a little bit more flexibility. What was the next piece? I probably would have wasted T anyways, but yeah, boxing here works. So save I, So this is a pretty nice cue for a no T6. Well, the T's right here, so it's, but the 6th is no T. You can do legs, and then with T or CT here, this is actually like a high 90%, so like 98% or so chance if you do legs. And Hosef goes for that, so works out pretty nicely. Okay. This one's just a box solve, so you can do PCO over here, and then hold the L, and then close off this side with the J, and then close off this side with the L. So very nice. He has a 2-line here, but doesn't take it. The fourth isn't bad at all. I would take this, honestly, just to skip first, but it doesn't matter too much, because 7th is free. So yeah, I personally try to avoid first, so I don't mind taking them on 2 lines on 5th and 6th. Right, so it goes for the box solve, pretty easy. Another Jaws cue, which is nice. Let's place the I. And already has a brain dead solve, so pretty straightforward. Just do the J skim, and then I can fill out the residue here. Nice. All right, so normally this cue would be tub, this second would be tub, but we can't do that with the cue, so heart plus PCO is going to be the best setup here. Since we have Z coming up, we can actually choose the side that the PCO is on, and so normally you want to be able to tuck this, right? And earlier we had the issue where we had to do that skim on the top row, so it's better if you can tuck this under. So build the PCO on this side, which Hosef does, which is good. And then you get a really easy save O if you just tub. Okay, takes the 2-line here into TSE 7th, so that works. Goes for the I skim solve. All right, so yeah, this cue is, I would actually Jeremy here, like this shape. It's pretty good 4-piece, one of the best. So that's always an option. Hosef doesn't see that and kind of goes for a 2-piece with a held J. Sees another L, and so feels a little confident boxing it off. I might do the same. So closes that off, gets an I. This cue doesn't look particularly nice for this 3-piece. I looked this up, there's actually one solve, I couldn't find it. And so placing the 4P isn't horrible. Okay, so gets another T, which is nice, although we're gonna get a bad second in a bit. You can just do a PCO solve here. And Hosef goes for that. Pretty simple. All right, so we get GSCO second, which is Hosef's favorite. He knows quite a few Q-base for these. And so I think he uses one here, actually. Yeah, I guess that was early SEI or something. But it saves L, which is cool. And then he goes to extra L third. I believe legs is actually 100% here, so it goes for legs, which is great. All right, let's see. So, I mean, you can just box here. You could actually save T, it looks like, with a box. Pretty funny. I don't think Hosef saves T, though. Yeah, okay, holds. Oh yeah, he spent some time looking for this one. Ended up doing one of the solves that has a potential for 180 if the I is early. Yeah, and then just does that. Yeah, pretty pretty common solve on legs first. Can't box plus O here, so I believe he goes... Okay, well that was interesting. He sees the I after placing the L, so feels comfortable making the 4x4. I don't know the exact percentage on it, but you can stack O's, you have T and J, so it feels pretty confident about this. Gets nice Q here, so kind of freestyling works out. Cool, so LT fifth. Pretty nice. The SE are a little late, but you can pretty much do anything on this Q and it works, as long as you're just holding T. So let's see what Hosef goes for. Probably some, yeah, PCO shape. Okay, so he goes for like a 3-piece here. Kind of awkward a little bit, but he can do like I think he goes for like a broken tub kind of shape. Not really tub, but like one of the tub shapes that eats up a S and Z. Yeah. You go J over here and then LO. Got a nice order for this. But yeah, that works pretty nicely. Okay. All right. No I 6th, not the best, but gets a nice Q for it. So this shoe is super easy to solve. If I have 2 T's and I see an extra S or Z, I'd normally just tub because I normally have some sort of LJ to go on this side, and that works out nicely for him. So very nice. Okay, we go into 7th here. Pretty easy to 7th to do. Can just box it off. Just throw J here and then PCO solve on this side. And that's what Hosef does. All right. This Q looks very much like a half grace Q. All right, looks like he's going for it. Q is looking pretty good for just extending to regular grace. All right, okay, so here, it's tempting to think that you would want to save one of the L or J. Actually, you can save T here. What am I saying? Okay, yeah, there's multiple options here. Let me clear this. So what do we have here? There's actually quite a few better solves here. So what is the Q? T, I, J, T, L. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay, so what I immediately think to do is I want to go into IOSC second, which is really good for saving O or T with Q base. And so you can do the solve like that. And, oh, well, I guess the Q is like that, but yeah, you'd go into the second. Another option is just straight up saving T, which goes into TSCO second, and ignore the Q, it's TSCO. SCO. Yeah, so this would be your second. Not the best second, but better than what Hosef goes into here. So I would prefer, waste T, T, J, and L if possible, because just one L, J, and second is just really bad. Thankfully, it's Hosef's, he's done a lot of research on this, so he knows how to solve this pretty well. So he gets to solve save J, which works pretty nicely. This Q is great for jaws, which is like 99.9% on extra L third or extra J third. Opts for shoe here because it just feels more comfortable with it. And to be honest, shoe isn't that bad of a choice either. All right, so does the 3-piece, doesn't get like S, or sorry, a Z to fill out this side, but you technically could fill it out with the J. And so this 3-piece actually has a solve because you could do JI, stack the O's, I, and then TL. So that's an option here, but Hosef doesn't see that, instead just throws the I there, gets the Z, and so it gets a nicer solve actually. Yep, just boxes off. Pretty easy solve. Has the option to save... Oh no, yeah. Has the option to save O or I. I prefer I for fourth, because you can do this 4x4, which can be a little bit easier to solve than 3x4 plus O. So that's nice. All right, here, this is a pretty standard save T. Let's paste this in. So let's see, we have CLTIOJ. So what you can do here is anti-PCO into an iSkim, like that. Whoops, there we go. So yeah, that's a pretty standard cue for that. Hosef doesn't see that, which is fine. So another option, let's see, what other options do we have here? Decides to make a PCO shape. So if I was doing that PCO shape, how would I do this? I'd probably go like this to save the J. Yeah, and then you can do that. Because the S is coming up, and SJ fifth isn't horrible. Hosef opts to waste LJ and goes into OS fifth, which is not the best. You can sometimes get pretty bad cues. Like this one isn't horrible. Actually, there's pretty high setups. I think you could do yellow. Sorry. You can do something like this, and this is like 99% chance. I think you can extend it to here as well, and it's pretty high chance as well. So this is actually a pretty decent OS fifth. Opts to just build this kind of familiar shape and does an anti-PCO. So actually has a save L, which would dupe into 6 here. You're kind of forced to waste T with this kind of cue, unfortunately. So yeah, I would try to go into the dupe L if I'm losing a T, just to get a little bit more better pieces, because if you look at this, we have ZLTO and I over here. So you could just do that spin works. Yeah, you could do this and then dupe the L. But Hosef doesn't go for that, and kind of ends up with a pretty nasty sixth here. No T yet, so this kind of cue, what would I go for? Oh, you could just do legs again, hold J. I think that's what Hosef goes for here. Pretty strong setup. Okay, yeah, and then it has an easy just box, pretty much. Yeah, I could have done the I flat here, and then ST over here, and then JO like that, but then it also sees the other box, which is save J, so either one works. But then that leads to JSC 7th, which isn't 100% with the general setup, but is with Q-based. I don't think Hosef knows the Q-based here, but if you have early SC, you're probably chilling. I think with this Q, with the late let's do JSC CT or STZ LOJI. So this kind of cue, we'll just ignore this and hold. You can just do the 6x 6x4 solve and just do that. Box off the 4x4 on the other side. So that works pretty nicely. I think Hosef goes for the 5x4 and 5x4 solve, which also works. But yeah, normally early SC is pretty nice for JSC 7th. So yeah, I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. All right. Back to first. And this is a pretty nice first again. We can do a 4-piece shoe with plus O. All right, so this is a pretty common thing to look for when you're solving shoe first is this I skim here with J and T. You get this really pretty nice shape here. Let me show it here. I need to go on auto color. There we go. Okay, so let's get that. And we have T here, and our Q is I, J, Z, I, J, L. So if we do this skim, you get a lot of flexibility actually with this shape. Common thing is to, if you have a Z, you can do this, and then you have this kind of reduction. But you can also do stuff like with the I, just pretend that's not there. You can do something like that, or you can, yeah, if you have LJ, it's pretty strong. So I think Hosef goes for the save I here, which is fine. Goes to a decent second. Actually, yeah, it's not the worst second. What I mean, yeah, there's 100% setup here. You can do a Q based for the early Z. Typically, people would do it with the S here, but he uses the, yeah. Normally you would flip these two, but I mean, it works because you end up having the Z right away, so it doesn't really matter. All right, cool. Just brain dead 4-piece with extra O can lead to brain dead, and it does because we see this. So I'll just do the brain dead solve, save L, which is very nice. I think, oh no, he saves I. Okay, I would prefer to save L. Having both L and J in your fourth, and T is like the best typically. But there's also 100% setups for this Q, so it works out. This hill shape is 100%, so that's fine. With the extra O, I don't love solving hill with the O, so another option they could have done is, let's see, IJ, CO, just something like that. With this kind of Q, I sometimes like to do this hill setup like that and stack the O's like that. It sometimes has easier solves, and so that's another option. This is like 99 point something %, so it's also pretty good. But then Hosef gets pretty straightforward solve here, just PCO once again. And that is his final solve. So he gets IO 5th, which is normally pretty good. Goes for legs here. I don't think it's 100%, but it's pretty decent. And just kind of missed the PCO solve. If you put T flat on the I here, would have a PCO solve, but unfortunately doesn't find it in time, ends up putting T facing this way. And actually, if he was, I know there was a lot of nerves kicking in, but if you paid attention to parity, he could have had more time to think of options, because I know that initially, where is it? Let's see. Initially he goes for this, but if you consider parity, because there's just the J here, this placement's impossible, and he spent quite some time looking there. And so like once you see that one J and nothing else in Q, like consider the flat shapes first. So it's good that he went here, but then he spent a little too much time on there, on that vertical right here. Yeah. Yeah, this one unfortunate to miss, but yeah, nerves can get to you. Overall, pretty solid run. We'll just let it play through. I think Hosef has a pretty good understanding of freestyle setups. I know a lot were legs and shoe, but being able to execute those just at moment's notice is good under the pressure of PC mode. So I feel like Hosef does a great job. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole review. Yeah, I hope to make more videos reviewing stuff and maybe give some more intermediate solving level tips, since I have a bunch of stuff in my head that I'd like to share. So yeah, hopefully I can make some more videos like this. All right, thanks and goodbye.